I really hope that you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving break. Hopefully you got to sleep late, relax, eat good food, and be with good company. Today we have a very special Topical Tuesday. This is for anybody that went to Fame, anybody that didn't go to Fame, that kind of wants to hear if there is any cool, new, exciting things brought from the state back that we could use in our own libraries. So we have a fun-filled little bit of time together. It's mostly going to be a share out. If you have not done so, please go ahead and sign in. I did put the link pinned in the chat just in case you can't use the QR and you would rather click on the link inside the chat. But I will give you a few moments to do so. Okay. There's going to be a lot of us on here, and especially today because we're going to have different people sharing out. If you hear a lag in conversation and would like to talk, please unmute and share out what you have or what you would like to share with us, or keep your microphone on mute while others are talking and utilize the hand raising button at the bottom of the screen. So today we're joined by everybody. If you did go to Fame, hopefully there's something, a little something that you took from the state conference that you can share and you think will be great for others. So now what we're going to do is just sort of open the floor as more of a conversation. So whoever would like to get started, I'm going to sit back and listen because I did not attend Fame, so I'm very excited to hear maybe something that the district or your own personal library took from the conference. Go ahead, Erica.
Is my mic working? Okay. So there was a lot of cool sessions, but the one that I want to share out because I thought it was really good for everybody was Follett was there, and I talked about genrifying some of my library. But the coolest part was if you set up a meeting with our rep, because I set up a meeting with Sherry, she walks you through like everything for your media center. Like, I really wish I had done this and learned how to do this my first year. I mean, she pulled up everything. We talked about what I should weed, what I should keep, like what she noticed about certain things. They can make me a list of what I need to add, what I don't want to add. And then the stickers, and then I can pick which stickers I want to use for genreification, the categories I want. So like the Fame, they showed you a little bit, but I highly recommend like getting with Sherry from Follett because she was, I mean, we did an hour-long Zoom meet afterwards, and I mean, she was amazing. Like, I feel like I wish I had done that my first year, but now that I know, like, I feel like I could actually really cultivate my collection better because I just feel like I was, yeah, they like this book. Yeah, they like this book. But she was really good about like, hey, this is where your collection needs something. This is what I would recommend kind of thing. And then I wanted to genreify. So that was really cool.
Wonderful. Yeah, she's great. We love her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll share out next. I know a few of the media specialists have asked about hosting book clubs. So I made sure that I went to that session. I'm going to see if I can actually copy this link in the presentation here. And this was the slide presentation that was used. Just some real quick things. Choosing a book is, I guess, the biggest question of what most media specialists, what am I going to use when I'm hosting one? She stated that, even just starting out, if you're doing, just use the SSYRA books, right? Or your Florida teen reads. Some of y'all have these huge class sets that are in the back room and you don't know what to do with them. That would be another place to start because we know that funding can be tight. Think about your end results with it. Do you want to do a book study with your students and then watch the movie at the end? maybe sending home surveys or with students, your parents, teachers. Think about your funding that is available. Really promoting it and how you would go about promoting it. Actually in this presentation too, she actually has a sample of a letter that she sends home to her parents. Think about, if you're going to do food, decorations, different activities at the end, like maybe makerspace activities that go along with the book. You can have that kind of wrapped around it. Near the end of her presentation, she has a lot of different ideas on how to get authors in to visit without it being like breaking the bank. Think about how you want it to flow. Do you want to have a specific book and your students maybe reading it on their own, maybe asking the ELA teachers maybe to give the students a few minutes at the end of class that they can do some of the reading, and then just have a conversation book club with your students, not actually reading it with it, or the opposite of actually reading it with your students and maybe they do some of the reading timelines and stuff like that. So there are a lot of different ideas that are actually in that presentation. It was a good session. I really enjoyed it. And I think maybe it makes some of you feel a little bit better about just jumping in. And she was like, I've done this for 15 years, just do it and see how it goes. So it was a good session. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. And that also reminds me that if you do have a presentation link, put it in the chat. I'm opening them up as they get put in there, and I will attach it to all of the, I'll attach it to the recap email when I send it out. Anybody else?
The first one I dropped in the chat was the Adobe Express. It was for podcasting, and I know you guys are getting ready to host one in January. So there's different platforms, but I know a lot of us know Adobe for many other reasons, but it was fantastic. It was put on by the Next Gen librarian. I know I follow her on Instagram, and a bunch of us do. So I didn't even realize it was her that was presenting when I went to it. And I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so familiar. So anyway, she did a fantastic job. She put in how she divvies up the roles, different jobs, start easy, start small. Hers was through middle school, so it would have to be a little bit different setup for us in elementary, but it was pretty cool and lots of things to take away. So I'm hoping to do something when we come back after the holidays. And again, just start with a small group, or maybe even use it with my news crew that I meet with and just give them like tasks or assignments, and maybe have like a weekend or little weekly podcast. So if you're looking for some good ideas, check out that link. And then as soon as I find the other one, it was really cute. I'll drop that in there too. But it was about one of the cutest things was unboxing. So we all seen those like 1,000 times recently with outfits and things for the holidays. But they were book unboxings, and it was so funny because I came back and I talked to a couple of teachers. I'm like, hey, what's your next read aloud? Can we like fake it or whatever? And they had different colored boxes and stuff, but it was really cute because the teacher was waiting anxiously for Humble Pie to be released. And it just came out right after we came back from Fame, and she had her Amazon box and she was like, hey, guess what came? And I said, don't open it. I said, I'm going to come down and film you. So I ran down to this first grade teacher's room and I filmed her unboxing the Humble Pie. Her kids were freaking clapping and cheering and laughing. It was adorable. And then I played it on the news next morning. So that was just opportunity, but there's a lot of cute things you can do with it. And again, just trying to motivate kids for reading for, not the word count, not because you had to, not because this lovely test that you just took yesterday, third graders. But just for the love of reading and getting them excited about it. So I figured like 12 Days of Christmas, maybe something you could do with the unboxing of that. So as soon as I find that link, I'll drop that one in the chat too. So, but otherwise, lots of great stuff, but those were two good ones.
Thank you so much. That almost makes you think of trying to create like a book advent calendar. That would almost work too, sort of, with the unboxing. Very cute. Anybody else?
Shannon, they also had one I went to that was called Reading Out of the Box. And what he did was that he had specific boxes like around that were like mystery books. And so he had them certain colors set up, like one's for red, one was blue, one was yellow. And then I think he actually started out with the teachers unboxing something before they even read it and kind of did a description. And then he put it on his news. So that same thing, that one was really cool too.
So speaking of unboxing, which I don't know if all of you know yet. At the time, I also went to the podcasting one, Shannon, and it was amazing. Before you had to go to Adobe podcast website, but now they've actually put it into Adobe Express. So it's right there. You can access it nice and easy. And I really enjoyed that session as well. It was so cool because she showed you how you could do a whole script. And if you say a million times, all you have to do is go up in that script and erase the ums, and it just like fixes everything for you. No retaping needed. It's just really easy to use. So I think it's great for all levels of our students.
Anybody else? Thank you, Shannon. She dropped another link, and I think Amanda did too. Kimberly also shared a link that has the Fame Drive that has all the presentations. So if you did not go and you want to take the time to look through it, and especially the ones that they're sharing out, I'm going to call on Deborah. So I know that she had great things to say. Is there anything that you learned from your new media specialist one?
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything because I don't know I have anything earth-shattering to share with the group because I'm very new. So my things that I took away are more personal stuff. Like I really surprisingly got a lot out of one session where I think it was the American Academy, the school, how they completely turned their library around, their media center. And I just found that very encouraging because I'm having to work with both of my media centers and there's a lot to turn around. So I personally got a lot out of that. It was very encouraging. The other thing I got out of it was I still, as a news media specialist, not sure the lesson plan thing, you know, I feel like it's a script that I have to do all the time. And I get a little bit nervous about it, but I saw so much creativity that other media specialists are doing. It was very surprising and eye-opening. And they're just not locked into the traditional, okay, we have to do a slideshow for every single session. And so I found that very interesting. A little overwhelming because it was a lot. But it was really good. But I think if I had to think, the biggest thing that I took away from it was knowing that I wasn't alone and that there actually was a lot of help there. You know, that people were kind enough to encourage you and share ideas. And I didn't know that Amanda Weeks Hughes was my person. Scholastic. And I had a book fair and she just so happened to be, I was in the Scholastic booth and I was talking to the Scholastic rep saying, yeah, I've got a fair coming up. And Amanda's head pops up over the back and she goes, I'm your person. I said, what do you mean you're my person? I didn't know. And so, and she didn't know I was doing a book fair either. So it was great. And she really helped me so much. So I just think that overall it was very beneficial. I hope I want to go up again next year. I don't know if we have dates yet, but I encourage anybody else, if you're able to go, because it is just really inspiring and it was encouraging and I just really loved it.
Thank you for that. Anything else for the good of the order? I know that many of us went.
I want to give a shout out to April Leach. She presented, and also David Wojtek presented. And one of the types of sessions that I always like going to are the ones presented by the authors, because they will talk about their process, their writing process, where they get ideas. And I feel like getting inside their head gives me more knowledge to take back to the students and to help them learn about their own writing process.
That's great. If you're not in the chat, Amanda did post the dates for next year. It is around the same time, October 28th through 30th, and it's going to be in the same hotel, which I heard was lovely. So you can start saving those dates and or trying to make accommodations. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. I just wanted to point out that I've taught with a lot of other, well, not a lot, but several other media specialists, and they were saying, well, it's too expensive and I can't afford it, because they thought they were going to have to pay for it themselves. And I thought I was going to pay for it myself, and I'd planned on it. And my principal said, we may have SAC money. So the SAC committee voted for me to attend, to sponsor me to go. So I would encourage you to work with your principals, and don't just automatically think that you can't go, because there actually may be a way you can go. So give that an option.
Absolutely. We would not want anybody to have to pay for this out of pocket. There are many different ways, to make sure, or to try to get your school to pay for part of it, or all of it. Hopefully it is a professional growth and development and a conference for the position. So Carolyn also put in the chat her presentation that she went to, which was landmark cases and sort of to help with law and impact. I don't know if you want to say anything about that. I'll give her a moment. I don't know. Otherwise, I will include it in the email sent out. Okay. Anybody else? It sounds like it was a fantastic experience. And like I said, I will share out all the presentations that were at the conference. That way you can go through them at your own leisure, and also pull out the ones that were specifically discussed here today. Jessica, it didn't load for me the first time, but the second time it went through and I got it open. But I'll send it out as well. Any questions? It's kind of an open forum, so I'm not sure, but any questions about this, about FAME? Anything anybody said? All right, so continue to tag us. I know some of you are starting to do Instagram. We're looking at that. We're looking at the X, Twitter, and just keep showing us all the wonderful things that you are doing. We cannot be in these schools every day, or we can't get to your school. We are trying to get out more into the different areas and schools, but we would love to see what you have going on. So please continue to not only tag us, but tag upper leadership so they know how important the school library is to the students in your school. We have a great day planned for January 5th. We have 4 great sessions. You have 2 geared and centered around elementary. However, if you choose and you are in another level and you just really want to go, you feel free to go. There is a book creator one about using book creator and podcasting. And then the other one is we have joined up with the STEM team to create more STEM lessons and book collabs. So anybody that joins that is actually going to get the set of books for their library. They've already been reviewed and uploaded, so they will be processed and shelf ready for your library. But you'll be walking away with that, and then a lot of lessons to go with those books and more. And then I also hear they might be giving away microbits. So fun surprises there. And then
right here.
Yeah. And then for our secondary folks, there will be 2 deep dives into our databases. The morning session will be using Gale with classroom collaborations and projects, and then walk through in the afternoon with World Book to go a little deeper about those the different databases within there. You can pick 1, you can pick 2. Again, these sessions are for you guys. Pick and come to what you think is most important for you. Betty, go ahead.
I noticed it has the session 1 is at Boynton Middle, and then the next one says the Canyon Branch Library. Are they close to each other?
They're
Yes.
4 minutes away.
Oh,
And you
okay.
have lunch in between.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, they're only 4 minutes away. The library branch isn't open until 10:30. So that kind of threw us for a wrench. Threw a wrench in the plans. Is that the saying? I think so. Threw a wrench in the plans just for the morning session. And you can't hear behind me, but we are knee deep in construction over here. So they're starting to get to all the bathrooms and the floors. So that is why we have to find alternate locations for our PDs for the next couple of months. So we're trying to pick different areas in different places as we go. But all of these are live. The sign up is now live in ELM. So please make sure that you sign up before joining us in January. If you have not already done so, please join Emma. It's a great cause. They are sending out, if you have not joined but want to, they are sending out a survey now to get your opinion, what they need to go to upper leadership and the superintendent about. They use your ideas and they have your backs, but they use their voice and they set up a meeting with the superintendent and upper leadership on your behalf. And it's a great organization to be part of. And they also host our end of the year party for all of the media specialists throughout the district. It is a great organization to be part of. This is sort of our PLC. So if you need points for the school year, please make sure that you sign up in ELM. There will be one cumulative assignment at the end for you to upload to get your points. And our next session is next week also, because like I said, this was a special session that we squeezed in there for all of our FAME participants. But the next one's going to be with our friends from EdTech. They're going to help and go over some sort of new things with Canva, and it's always fun and exciting to hear from them. So that is it for us for today. I appreciate everybody joining us on a short notice and a special session, but we really do appreciate it. I am going to go ahead and stop recording, and then I can